The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. c4 builds a strong center by controlling the important d5 square and creates a square for the knight to come to c3 without blocking the c-pawn. Knight f3 develops toward the center, putting pressure on the e5 square and adding another defender to the d4 pawn. d5 takes space in the center, attacks the c4 pawn, and helps control the e4 square. This prepares the bishop for development. That was a free pawn. This threatens to win a pawn through an eventual fork. c5 gains space in the center and challenges the d4 pawn. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the pawn on d4. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is an equal trade. Black develops the bishop and attacks the center. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. That pawn was free for the taking. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. This is a fair move. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. Moving the rook gives white more flexibility in the middle game. That's fine. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Takes back. This blocks an attack on a pawn. This forces the opponent to get an isolated pawn on a semi-open file. Recaptures. This wins a tempo by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. One of the best moves. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This misses an opportunity to move a bishop to safety. The piece finds a new active square. This overlooks an opportunity to move a piece to safety. White had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. This threatens to capture a bishop and win material after the follow-on trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a bishop. Takes back. A very strong play. Very precise. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. This doubles the rooks on a file, which allows them to team up to create threats. This is the strongest option. A solid choice. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-on trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. White begins maneuvering the knight toward a more active square. One of the best moves. The knight finds a new active square. A very strong play. This is a fair move. Right on target. A strong move, occupying an outpost square and keeping the initiative. This moves the rook to safety. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. A solid choice. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This overlooks an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. Very precise. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the only good move. This overlooks an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a rook. The game is still close to equal, but white lost their advantage. This misses an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. This is the strongest option. This is not the right idea. Right on target. That's fine. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This overlooks an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. This allows the opponent to take an outpost with a knight. This wins a pawn. This move puts the rook on a safer square. White will be winning a pawn with that fork. This steps away from the checking knight. Very precise. One of the best moves. This is the strongest option. This defends the attacked pawn. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Right on target. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This moves the knight to safety. A very strong play. This is a fair move. This defends the attacked pawn. This strikes at the center to fight for space. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. This wins a tempo by threatening a knight and forcing it to move away. That was a free pawn. This attacks a knight, winning a tempo when it moves away. This moves the knight to safety. Very precise. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This misses a better way to reveal a check. This evades the check from the rook. This is the strongest option. This is the only move that works. This steps away from the checking rook. Right on target. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. A solid choice. This wins material. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This steps away from the checking rook. Right on target. This evades the check from the knight. This leads to checking away the king from a key square, winning material. This defends the attacked pawn. Very precise. This permits the opponent to force eventual checkmate. With the right follow-up, this will lead to checkmate.